if you hear them saying something that's completely, blatantly wrong, is it okay to stand up? I don't mean frothing at the mouth, running around the room, yelling, whoop, whoop. I don't mean that.
You weren't yelling. You weren't yelling. I'm looking here at the video. You were very polite, but you were standing your ground here. My question is, under what rules can they ban you from the meetings? Because something tells me that you are one of the few people actually reporting on what's going on with the Josephine County Commission. So obviously, they're not happy with you. Cheryl Walker has gone after you over the stupid video camera, on a lap at some point.
It's dangerous,
They're obviously trying to silence you and shut you up or get you out of this. So
here's their tactic.
All right.
Here it is. If they say outrageous things, she invited a bunch of people, a bunch of her supporters, to come and heckle me, and they only talk to me when I'm at the podium. You ought to sit down. You ought to grow up. You ought to be quiet, this kind of stuff. And there's no rules apparently about heckling somebody. Yes, there are. They enforce them all the time. I mean, I just say, oh. And you ought to be quiet. All I said was, oh. But, they're actually addressing me. This guy shouldn't be allowed to talk and this kind of stuff. They're trying to get me so that I start gnawing on the furniture. And as soon as I do that, or if I yell, or I call them a name, which I would never do, but Keith Heck does it to citizens all the time, especially to me, calling you really bad names, okay?
What did he call you that one time?
Well, let's see. The treasurer called me a slimy bastard. Keith Heck called me a lying maggot.
Uh-huh.
Because I had referred to a tape of him saying these exact words, and I said, these are the exact words that you said, and they're on the tape. No, I never did. You're a lying maggot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, I'm not. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to get me to react the same way that they do, because as soon as I do that, as soon as I really raise my voice...
Then they can throw you out of the meetings or ban you from testifying.
Because I'm rude. And so that's why at the end of this, when you watch the video, they described this later on as I was super rude or really out of line. That I was. No, I wasn't. I was as calm as anyone could be that's being interrupted.
Take a look at the video. It's on KMED.com. I have it on the blog post. You can also find more of these over on BadCounty.com. But I consider this very concerning because it appears that there is an actual, I don't want to say conspiracy, but there is certainly an agenda there to try to get you to the point where you react in some way so that they have the authority, as it is.
Yes, how's that working out for them so far? I just don't overreact to these things. That's all.
Well, I'm glad you're doing better than I would in the same situation. Really, you are not being rude, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Okay. BadCounty.com. 656. Rycke. You say the commissioners can ignore anyone. You're right. You can ignore them. But go ahead.
Well, yes, I'm surprised that they keep recognizing him and letting him speak at all.
And why is that?
Because he's so unnecessarily evil in his speech. But that might be their point in recognizing him.
So evil. Gee, I was watching that. I didn't hear evil speech at all.
Well, it's what accumulates over time, and they know what to expect next. That's the problem. And I think they actually use him to gain sympathy for themselves.
Hey, maybe you're right about that. Maybe they want him there, but I don't see the evilness that you see in there.
Well, it's when you start attacking people personally, as he did in that tape. Or no, on the air here. If you stick to issues and issues only and don't attack people and personalities by name, get a lot farther.
Okay, so in other words, when someone calls you slimy bastard or you're lying maggot,
that's after a lot of attacking of that person.
Oh, because in other words, so he did it first, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate your opinion there, Rycke. Thanks for that.
Tell them, we don't care what you think anymore, and we aren't going to talk to you, and we aren't going to call on you in the meeting.
That's absolutely possible. I would like to see support to limit their ability to access us.